Hey there, this is Brittany from Just Be Crafty. In today's video, we're going to make these super awesome crochet twisted headbands. I love these headbands because they look complicated but really aren't at all, and they're actually beginner friendly. These headbands are really stylish and I think would make a really great gift idea for any woman in your life, ranging from child to adult. This tutorial is geared for moderate beginners and higher and assumes you already know the following skills: chaining and half double crochet. That's it. Once you've mastered those two skills, I'm confident you can tackle this pattern. A complete list of materials can be found in the description box below. Also, links to the written pattern can be found in the description box as well. You can view the pattern for free on my blog or purchase the ad-free printer-ready PDF version in my Etsy shop. Before we get started, I want to take the time to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit the bell so that you never miss a new tutorial. I post new patterns on Tuesdays and new stitch techniques on Fridays, so you definitely don't want to miss out. And now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start today's project by making a foundation chain. If you're making this headband for yourself, you'll want to make a foundation chain that's about 1 inch less than the circumference of your head. So for example, my head measurement comes to about 22 inches, and I'll want to make a foundation chain that is 1 inch less. That's 21 inches. And for reference, 21 inches equaled about 65 foundation chains for me. Once we actually start crocheting, the piece width will expand about 1 inch and be equal to our original head measurement. If you're making this headband as a gift and are unsure of the recipient's head measurement, no worries. I have a cheat sheet with common head measurements and suggested foundation chain lengths for this particular yarn I'm using in my blog post, which is linked in the description box below. The fit is comfortable, but if you prefer a snugger fit, I suggest sizing down. If you'd like, pause here and meet back up with me once you've made your foundation chain. Our foundation chain is now complete, and we're ready to begin row 1. To begin row 1, we are going to start in the 3rd chain from our hook, and we're going to half double crochet. And instead of going into the front of our chain like we normally would, we are going to flip our foundation chain over, and we're going to crochet into the back bars. So for half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the 3rd bar, and complete your half double crochet. We're now going to half double crochet in each of those back foundation chain bars until we get to the end of the row. If you'd like, pause here and meet back up with me once you've completed this row. I'm almost to the end of row 1. I just have a few more stitches to complete. I'm now going into my last chain, or the back bar of that chain. And there we go, row 1 is done. So now we're ready to turn our work. And we're going to start by chaining 2. And we're going to half double crochet into the back loop only across the row. If you turn your foundation chain, rotate it a little bit, you can see there's like a little braid that runs across the top, and you want to go into the back part of that braid. Insert your hook there and complete your half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that back loop, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Repeat this process across the row. Once again, if you'd like, pause here and meet back up with me once you've completed row 2. I'm almost done with row 2. I just have a few stitches left. And now I'm working into my last stitch. And now we're ready to turn our work and begin row 3. Row 3 in all the preceding rows is going to be the same as row 2. You're going to start by chaining 2 and half double crocheting into the back loop in each stitch across the row. Keep repeating this process until you've crocheted a total of 11 rows. I've just finished up my 11th row, and this is what your piece should look like. You can cut your yarn and secure, and we're now going to thread the tail. Make sure you have a nice long tail because that's what we're going to use to stitch our headband together. Lay out your piece so it looks like mine, and now we're ready to put our headband together. So take the bottom edge and fold it towards the top edge, like so. You're going to now take your two ends and fold them in towards the center. You're going to twist one of your ends, just like I'm demonstrating in the video. Put the ends together like so. And kind of try to line up your stitches as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take your yarn needle and stitch back and forth through all 4 layers. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just stitching back and forth, making sure that I'm catching all 4 layers. Our headband seam is now stitched together and we're ready to secure our tail. I'm just going to insert my needle into a stitch and just kind of knot that tail to secure it. And then we're ready to weave in our ends. And now I'm going to take my yarn needle and I'm just going to insert it into the stitches. I'm going to go back and forth and just make sure that that tail is sufficiently weaved in and hidden. Repeat this process for all remaining tails. I've sufficiently weaved in my ends and clipped my tails, and now we're ready to turn our headband right side out, and this is what you should end up with. I love the simplicity of this and how it looks really complicated when it's actually not. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already and would like to, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new tutorial. I typically come out with new patterns on Tuesdays and new stitch techniques on Fridays, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!